Hey Bookaholics, it's Isabel and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be telling you about all the books I've hauled. So the first books that I hauled are more like spooky thriller books. I have books by Black authors, adult books, contemporaries, and then sequels. So I have a lot of different ones that I want to talk about. So let's just get right into it. So as I said, I wanted to start with a spooky book. So the first book I hauled is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Didn't really initially gonna buy it because I didn't know too much about it. But I was watching a booktuber who was starting to read this and she just really fell in love with it and really dived into the mystery here. I've been feeling like reading a lot of thriller kind of suspense books. In this hometown, a popular girl, Andy, was killed by her boyfriend Sal. Pip, the main character, she knew Sal back when they were kids and she always felt there was something wrong with him being the murderer. In her senior year, she does a big project about looking into this murder and kind of figuring out what's going on, and she comes across different information that would prove Sal didn't kill his girlfriend, but someone is really trying to hide that fact. So I'm really excited to get into this one. The next book I got is City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. If you've been watching my videos, you know V.E. Schwab and Victoria Schwab is probably one of my favorite authors. This one I had my eye on for a while, but I never really had the desire to go out and buy it. But now that I'm getting into this kind of spooky mood, I remembered this one. This one follows Cass after she drowned. When she is revived, she can now lift up the veil between the living and the dead, and so she can see ghosts. And in this time, her parents actually run this TV show about going into these haunted houses. It just follows her as she follows with her parents to Edinburgh, Scotland. It just seems like a really nice, spooky middle grade book, and I'm really excited to dive into here. And the next one I bought, which has been going around BookTube a lot, is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. So this book follows Sydney. She has lived in Brooklyn all her life. The neighbors she's known all her life start disappearing, and so she runs this tour. She and her assistant start diving into this history and come up with something that is going on in her neighborhood. So I'm guessing something goes down, someone starts learning about this and she gets in danger or something. It's a mystery, it's a thriller, and I'm really excited to dive into this one. The next one I bought, it's not technically like a thriller or like a mystery one, but it caught my eye and it has that kind of criminal kind of idea, and this one is Anxious People by Frederick Backman. This book follows at this open house and a failed bank robber kind of bursts into this open house and takes the people who are there hostage. So there's just these different people in this one house and they all have these different problems going on. So it's presented as like kind of like a comedy, but also something that has a mystery behind it. I think I am excited to dive into this one and see what happens in this. The next book I got is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. So this one follows the setting of a wedding and something goes wrong, like jealousies start coming out at this wedding and a storm really starts brewing and all these people at this wedding are stuck in this place. It gets heated or something, and one of the lines is, everyone on this island has a secret, everyone has a motive, and someone won't leave this wedding alive. This one really fits the mood I am in right now. Like, it has that thriller, it has that mysterious, it has the murder. But I'm really excited to see what this mystery is all about. And I'm sorry I'm saying I'm really excited a lot, but I am really excited about all these books. So the next one I have here is The Silent Wife by Karen Slaughter. So this one Emma Books talked about in one of her videos and it kind of intrigued me. This one follows this person who is researching this person who was convicted of murder and kind of learns that maybe this person is actually innocent and the killer is still out there, and then this serial murder starts happening again. So I'm really excited for this one and it really fits into my mood right now. And the last book I have here in my spooky haul is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. So I know this one's been out for a while. I know this one was going around BookTube, but I never really felt the desire until I got into this mood. This one follows a girl who survived a multiple homicide. She is kind of a mess, and when she gets committed to this hospital, she is given this chance to go to this Ivy League school. And there's a catch. She has to do some research into this secret society at this school. And I'm not not really too sure what happens after that. There's a lot of mystery, paranormal kind of stuff going on in here, and I'm really excited to dive into this mystery and see what happens. Sorry to interrupt, but I bought 2 new spooky thriller books since I filmed this video, so I thought I'd add these 2 to this video. So the next one I bought is Don't Look for Me by Wendy Walker. So this book follows a woman named Molly who mysteriously goes missing. They suspect that it's just Molly. She is sick of her life and she wanted to run away, but her daughter didn't find that made sense at all, so she does research and it seems to follow Molly because when this happened, her car broke down, there was a storm, and this guy stops to help Molly and he has a little girl with him, and so she gets into this car and then realizes it was a big mistake. So it seems that we follow both of them in this book. I'm not too sure. I'm excited to get into this one. It seems like it's gonna be really thrilling and fun. The next one on this list is One by One by Ruth Ware. So this one I've seen a lot on BookTube and just bookstores and just everywhere. It's just everywhere. I was curious, like the synopsis didn't like grab me because I wasn't actually going to initially buy this, but it was on sale. I decided to get it. It seems like it's like this isolation story. I'm not really too sure. I think there's like this retreat for her work and then a big storm happens and I really have no idea what happens after that. It should be fun. Should be thrilling. It should be good. So yeah, that's this one. And I'll let you get back to the regular programming. So the next 4 I have here are all by Black authors and they're all YA contemporary. So the first one I have here is You Should See Me in a Crown by Leigh Johnson. This one follows a girl who is trying to get into this university and things start to fall through, and one of the scholarships she can get is with the Prom King and Queen scholarship. So she really wants to get into this. She's not really into it, but she kind of wants to suffer through all the things you have to go through for the prom king, and she starts falling for this one girl who's also campaigning to be prom queen. It just sounds like a cute contemporary book and I'm excited for it. The next one I have here is The Black Flamingo by Dean Atta. So this one in the same vein as Poet X, it's written mainly in verse. This one follows a boy. He is a mixed race and also gay, and he kind of learns how to cope with everything by becoming the Black Flamingo, so dressing in drag. And it just follows him as he tries to navigate who he is, who he wants to be. I've heard amazing reviews about this one. People have been loving it and I really can't wait to dive into this one. The next one I have here is The Black Kids by Christina Jimenez Reed. So this one takes in 1992, around the time when the black man named Roger King was killed by the LAPD, and riots happened after that, and her one sister really starts diving into this riot, and she is kind of known as the black kid now after this in her school and in her friend group, and her family's navigating what's all going on in here, and it really questions the them and the us kind of idea. So I'm really excited to dive in here. I know this is based like on a true event with Rodney King, and the last black author book I have here is Felix Ever After by Kaysen Callender. So this one follows a boy who is queer, transgender, and black. So he has a lot of things that go against him. He really has a lot that he is struggling with as he's trying to figure out his identity, and here he has someone who is sending him transphobic messages, and in this there's some kind of catfish and he kind of gets into a triangle. I'm not too sure exactly what happens. I'm really excited to dive into it because I've heard a lot of great things about this, but that's really all I know about it. So the next 3 are my adult books. So the first book I have here is The Little Bookshop on the Seine by Rebecca Raisin. So this one follows a woman who gets a chance to move to Paris for 6 months and work at this bookshop, which is the most amazing job ever. I would love that job. She moves to Paris because her boyfriend is someone who travels a lot for his job, and she's hoping that if she's in Paris they'll be able to reconnect and see each other more, but that kind of falls apart. She realizes that there's a lot of jerks in Paris and that maybe this wasn't the dream come true as she thought it was going to be. So I'm really excited to dive into this one eventually, whenever I do. The next one I have here is The Nightingale by Christine Hanna. So I've been wanting to read this one for a while. Haley from Haley and Bookland praises this book and I've been eyeing it for a while but never actually bought it. But finally I got it in my hands and I can't wait to read this one. This one follows two sisters and they're in World War II and they both embark on their own adventure during this time. That's all I really know. Kind of want to dive into this as blind as possible, but I am excited to read this one. The next one I bought is Small Great Things by Jodi Picoult. So this is one that I've been wanting to buy for a while. This one follows a nurse who is African American and she is taking care of this kid, but the parents are white supremacists and do not want her touching their kid at all. So she's banned from helping this baby, but during this time that baby goes into distress and she's the only one around, so she has to decide, do I just let the baby die or do I help? And she obviously helps this baby, and something goes wrong here and she is being charged with a serious crime. So it just follows the aftermath of this and the court and everything that goes on with this family suing her for trying to save this baby. I feel like this is great for the time we are in now and I'm really excited for it. I know people have said this is probably one of her best works, so I'm really excited for this book. Alright, and the next three are my YA contemporaries. So the first one I have here is Love Creekwood by Becky Albertalli. It follows after Simon and Blue to get together and when Leia and Abby get together as well. So it just follows the aftermath of that once they're in college and they are separated by geography stuff by like where their college is set. So they're back to like messaging each other through email. So I'm really excited to dive into this one. I love the Simon verse and I can't wait to dive back into this world. So the next one I bought is 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sanja Menon. I'm really excited for this one as well. Obviously, like every single book that I bought I'm excited about. This one follows this one girl who's kind of a rebel against her parents, and during this time in the summer her parents are kind of annoying her about all the boys she's been dating, so she decides to date her enemy, her frenemy, to kind of get her parents off her back during the summer. And the boy, he loses his internship and takes the opportunity to get this other internship that she's offering, and so they start fake dating, and then as with all fake relationships, sparks fly. I really love 10 Things I Hate About You, so I feel like I'm gonna love this one. And the last one for my YA contemporary is Bookish and the Beast by Ashley Poston. So this is part of her Once Upon a Con series. This one is kind of like the Beauty and the Beast idea, and it just follows as Rosie is working in this bookstore and something with the con. Honestly, I don't know too much about this one. I just love Ashley Poston's stuff, even though I've only read one of her books, but I just love the idea of the Once Upon a Con series, and I love Beauty and the Beast, so I'm really excited to dive into this one. And the last three are the sequels. So the first one I have here is The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. So this is the second book in her The Eldest Curses, and this one follows Alec and Magnus. We're following them as they go on their own adventures. I'm excited for this. I haven't read the first book in this series. I tried, but I never finished it, but I just love Alec and Magnus, so I had to buy this one. The next one I bought is A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor by Hank Green. So this is the sequel to Absolutely Remarkable Thing. I'm really excited to dive into this one again. So An Absolutely Remarkable Thing follows after these Carl's robots mysteriously appear and they think it's alien, and the main character, April May, she becomes kind of like the advocate for the Carls. This just follows after the aftermath of An Absolutely Remarkable Thing, and I am really excited to dive back into this series. And the last book I bought for this book haul is Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I am really actually excited to dive into this. This one is Edward's perspective of Twilight. Back in the day when Midnight Sun was like a thing that would happen earlier than it did, I was really excited for it, and then when I heard she was publishing it, actually, I was really excited. Like, I really don't think I need to read it, but I want to, you know? I'm curious. I'm not the biggest fan of Twilight anymore, but I'm still a Twihard. I am. I still love Twilight in its own way. Alright, so those are the 20 books I've hauled since my last haul, and I'm really excited for these, as I've said multiple times. I'm hoping you guys enjoy. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below your thoughts on any of these books. Have you read these books? Did you enjoy them? And subscribe if you haven't yet. I talk about TV shows, movies, and books on this channel, and if you want to discuss those, definitely hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know whenever I post another video, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!